For the past couple of weeks, I've been having trouble sleeping. I work in an office, and one of my coworkers caught me falling asleep at my desk. At first, I thought he was going to report me to HR, since I knew he really didn't like me, especially after I stole his promotion from him. Instead, he offered me some pills that supposedly helped him fall asleep. There weren't any labels on the bottle, and he didn't really explain what they were, but reassured me that they would definitely work. In a sort of desperate last attempt to sleep, I put them in my bag and said thanks. That night, I sat down on my bed with a glass of water in one hand and the pills in the other. If the price to pay to sleep through the night was some mysterious pills, then sign me up. I took the pills and laid down. Surprisingly, they kicked in as soon as I closed my eyes. For the first time in weeks, I actually fell asleep at a decent time. In my dream, I was on a cruise ship. Standing near the railing was a guy with white hair and a tuxedo. My eyes scanned around, but there was no one else on deck. I approached him, since he seemed to be the only other person here. The details of our conversation are fuzzy, but he sort of welcomed me on board, and asked me why I wasn't in the ballroom. I was confused, so he led me to one of the main rooms. Sure enough, it was a masquerade. Everyone there had masks correlating to their outfits, except the two of us. We seemed so out of place that it was almost funny. Somehow we ended up separated while on the dance floor, and my new partner looked kind of familiar, even with the mask on. Once I thought more about it, I recognized his face. It was the coworker that had given me the sleeping pills. Then my alarm woke me up, just in time to go to work. I would be lying if I said it wasn't a bittersweet feeling. Of course, I slept peacefully for the first time in months. But my dream left me feeling nostalgic for something that never even happened. What was that? Normally, I forget about dreams right after they happen, but this one stayed on my mind all morning. I went back to work and thanked my coworker for the pills. He said he was glad they helped, but the look on his face felt kind of off. It felt like he was surprised to see me. Before leaving work that day, he told me it was most effective to take more than 5 each night. That night, I did the same routine, cup of water in one hand and pills in the other. This time, I took his advice and took more than 5 pills. After I washed them down with water, I fell back asleep in no time. In my dream, I was back at the masquerade, but this time I wore an outfit that helped me fit in much more. The guy from the previous night asked me to dance, which I accepted. While on the dance floor, he started to warn me. Getting too comfortable here isn't a good thing. Just look at your clothes, he pointed out, still leading the way. If you get too attached to this place, you'll never be able to leave. I didn't really know what he meant by that, but I began to feel uncomfortable. I was so caught off guard, I accidentally stepped on his foot. After that, everything seemed to go downhill all at once. The band stopped playing. Instead, the beautiful background music was replaced by heavy rainfall. All the partygoers began to panic and rush outside. It confused me. Why would they rather go out in the rain than stay inside, where it was supposed to be safe? I began realizing this wasn't any ordinary storm. A sense of dread came over me, as he said something else was coming for us. I wanted to leave with everyone else, but he grabbed my hand, and now we were the last ones in the ballroom. It turned from a lively party to dead silence in a matter of minutes. He gripped onto my hand and said we should dance one last time. Even though I never said yes, we started to dance again. His nails started to get sharper, and I could see dark markings crawling up his face. The rain never stopped, and I started to become self-aware. This was all just a dream, right? Then why am I not waking up?